What's going on, everyone? So, Zach Lavine. Seriously, Lakers need to get Zach Lavine. I know people get tired of hearing me talk about Zach Lavine. I know people get tired of this video of me talking about Zach Lavine. I don't care, right? Like, we need Zach Lavine desperately. The Lakers can't score, right? And unless Anthony Davis just magically gets back to being MVP, right? Like, we don't have that consistency on a nightly basis. Austin Reeves gives us 38, and then he takes 6 shots in this game. What have I talked about, right? Got a bunch of comments from people that were like, oh, Austin Reeves, look, Tyler, see, you wanted to trade Reeves the other day. And what did I say? The next 3 games he's going to give you nothing, because that's what he does. He goes and he gives you some monster game, and everyone goes, well, who cares about the last 5 games? And then he goes and gives you the same bad 4 games until his next great game. Right? Like, again, we need somebody that can consistently score the basketball. We need somebody that can shoot over the top, apply rim pressure, score the basketball at more ways than just foul baiting and getting to the foul line. Right? Like, it's insane. Right? Like, this is another game where we go on stretches, literally like 4-minute stretches without scoring the basketball. Right? Like, let's go over this for a second. Okay? Here's the games. Clippers game. Lakers score 102 points. Nets game, right? Lakers win. Score 102 points. 2 straight games with 102 points, right? Okay, so then you get the Heat game in which the Lakers won. Scored 117. That was nice. Okay. They lost to the Spurs. Guess how many points they scored? That's right, 102 points. 3 out of the last 4 games, the Lakers have scored exactly 102 points. Let's keep going. Right? They lost to the Dallas Mavericks. The Los Angeles Lakers score 97 points. Right? You're literally looking at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. The last 5 games, Lakers have scored an average of 102 points. And we don't need scoring. We don't need help. You don't have anybody that can consistently put the ball in the hoop. Yes, I love the idea of a Bruce Brown. And I still think that if you get if you get a Bruce Brown, Nikola Vucevic, something like that, maybe things can work out, right? Get a legit 20 and 10 center, guy that can score the basketball, get a perimeter help, perimeter defense. I just don't trust Austin Reeves as your third guy. I don't trust him as your third option. I don't believe he can, on a nightly basis, give you what you need. I don't believe that on a nightly basis, he can put the ball in the hoop with enough efficiency and enough aggressiveness. This was a great game for him to be aggressive. Anthony Davis struggled. I mean, what was Anthony Davis doing yesterday? Seriously. The guy got like 4 days off and decided to just, let's take an extra day off and just not even show up to the basketball game. Right? Zach Lavine would literally be our best scorer. Just like natural, pure scorer. That doesn't mean best player. I'm talking about just pure scorer. I'm not saying we don't need a center and all these other things. Who are we going to get that raises the ceiling the way that Zach Lavine does? Right? As much as I would love Bruce Brown isn't going to do that. As much as I would love Lonzo Ball, this version of Lonzo Ball isn't going to do that. Right? As much as I would love, Bruce Brown, or Malcolm Brogdon, right? He ain't going to do that by himself. Name me another player that is available right now on the market that would do for this Lakers team what Zach Lavine would do. Right? Look, I'm not saying we would have beaten the Clippers last night, but I guarantee you it would have been a lot closer because you would have had a guy that probably could have went and got you 30. Right? Like, you literally just looking for him to translate and do the same thing. What are the other options? Right? Like, okay, let's say you go and get Zach Lavine and it doesn't work out. It's not working right now. Again, it's not working right now. And look, I've said and I still maintain and believe, you get the right 2-3 players, right? I still believe that you can elevate this team enough, right? You go get, like I said, a Bruce Brown, a Nikola Vucevic, and then like a Josh Green or something like that. I think with Jared Vanderbilt coming back, Dorian Finney-Smith, right? Now you just kind of better upend your top 7-8 guys. I think you have a real shot, right? But even then, how are the Lakers going to be able to pull that off? We know we can go get Zach Lavine right now. We know, without a doubt, Lakers pick up the phone, call Chicago. They could get Zach Lavine. We don't know for sure if we can get Bruce Brown plus Nikola Vucevic plus another piece, right? Because the Lakers don't really seem like they want to trade their firsts, and they only have 2 seconds left. And yes, they have like 3 pick swaps. Could you maybe do 2 seconds for Vu and then do a pick swap for Bruce Brown? Possibly. Are the Lakers going to give up a pick swap for that other guy that you might need? Are the Lakers going to be willing to trade the guys that you might need in order to do so? Probably not. Now, again, if the Lakers go get Lonzo Ball and Nikola Vucevic, fine. You don't have to get Zach Lavine. Get those 2 guys, right? Take the chance, take the flyer on those 2 guys. Hope Lonzo can get back to that. But unless you're able to pull that off, go get Zach Lavine. Throw in the first and get Io and like Jalen Smith too. Be like, here's both firsts. We'll take Zach Lavine, Io, and Jalen Smith. Still keep your beloved Austin Reeves. All right, you can still keep the main guys that you wanted to keep, and you can go and handle business. And you also got 2 young guys to add for now and the future. Got a legit point of attack, 3-and-D style guard that can initiate, score on his own. Guy go give you 27 on any given night, right? Then you got Zach Lavine, who can go off and go get you 50 on any given night. And then you got a nice young, 6'9" guy that could slot in 2 through 5 on if you want to go small and things like that. Like, just go do that, right? Like, it's crazy how many people, don't get me wrong, more and more people are really coming around to the Zach Lavine thing. Right? Like, every time I talk about Zach Lavine now, like when I first started talking about Zach Lavine, I felt like I was on an island all alone with like a couple survivors. Like, it was just like me and like a handful of people that made it out, right? Now, it's like, man, the island is packed, okay? And more people are starting to come on to Tyler's Zach Lavine Island, okay? And because I don't know how you can't look at this situation and go, yeah, we don't need Zach Lavine. I don't know how you do that. Lakers can't score more than 100 points or 102 points. I'm sorry, because somebody's going to be like, 102 is more than 100, right? Like, yeah, okay, well, guess what? That's not good, okay? Our defense is terrible. You're like, the only way you're hopeful to fix that is if Jared Vanderbilt gets back to being the Jared Vanderbilt we know and love, and you go get 2 perimeter guys, right? So guess what? That means you're not getting a center. Lakers' problem isn't the interior. Lakers aren't getting dominated on the interior. They're getting dominated out on the perimeter and in that mid-range area because they don't have the guys that can stop anybody out on the perimeter, right? Norman Powell wasn't killing us driving to the basket and just getting layups every possession. Don't get me wrong, they were slicing and dicing us from everywhere, but most of it was them operating in that like 15 out range. Which a center is like, go get Nikola Vucevic. He ain't stopping perimeter guys. Go get a Day'Ron Sharpe. He ain't stopping perimeter guys. Yeah, we'll be better on the interior. Interior isn't the problem right now. Even the rebounds. It was the Clippers just chasing down loose balls. Well, guess who's getting you like 7 rebounds a game? Oh yeah, the guard from Chicago named Zach Lavine. You know who's getting you 30? You know who has more 30-point games than like every star in the league combined? Oh, yeah, Zach Lavine from Chicago, right? Like, I mean, how much more do we need to see to go like, hey, we should maybe go get Zach Lavine from Chicago, all right? Like, I'm not saying, like, you can still go get Day'Ron Sharpe. Go get Zach, like, people want a center, right? People are dying for a center. Fine. Go get Zach Lavine and then bring in Day'Ron Sharpe. Then you got your center and you got your athletic scoring guard. And then you hope and pray that like the defense picks up and you'll have enough offense at that point. Offensively, you'd be great. The other problem is I don't think they'd bring Austin Reeves off the bench. And that's where my problem lies. They're going to start Austin Reeves, Zach Lavine, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. And my problem is that you're probably going to be still terrible defensively. But at least you might have enough offense to balance that out. Right? You might have enough offense to where you can survive without having an elite defense, right? And I mean, Zach Lavine is better defensively than Reeves and these other guys, and he's still giving you, 30 a night. again, I really do think the Lakers, even if it's not Zach Lavine, then go get Brandon Ingram. They need to get another self-creating guy. They need to go get a guy that can consistently, on a nightly basis, handle the offensive workload that is necessary. Like, bad games happen, bad nights happen, but Austin Reeves can't consistently, on a nightly basis, give you what you need from a third option. He'll give you 38 one game, 14 the next, and only take 6 shots in a game where we desperately needed him to be aggressive. Desperately. And he wasn't able to do it. Go get a guy that can be aggressive and do that. I'd rather you try and it just completely backfires and then just do nothing and we're still terrible, right? Like, it's frustrating, right? Like, Zach Lavine's right there. You could get him. He's been healthy this year. He's been tearing up the league. Literally, all you need him to do is just bring him in and just go, hey, you know what you're doing over there? Yeah, just do the same thing here. And then figure it out from there, right? Like, stack, do whatever you have. Ideally, I'd still like to keep Jared Vanderbilt. Like, if you have to stack guys and get a third team involved in whatever, fine, then so be it, right? Like, I still would try to get Io too in the deal if you can. But even if you can't, just go get Zach Lavine. If you stack guys, get a third team involved that's willing to just take a guy or whatever, and just get Zach Lavine. And if you can, try to find a way to keep Jared Vanderbilt. Hope and pray and fingers crossed that he can get back to being the Jared Vanderbilt we know and love. I'm not expecting him to do that like today, but by playoffs. Because then you could literally go Zach Lavine, Jared Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. Now you got one of the best 5s in the league. Right, Mike, because you have more than enough offense between Zach Lavine, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. And then just defensively, you got Dorian Finney-Smith, Jared Vanderbilt, and then Zach Lavine can even play defense. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you agree with me, disagree with me, kind of mixed in the middle, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.